各位记者朋友，大家下。
Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. Now the floor is open to questions.
谢谢发言人彭。
The paper. We noted that China and the relevant country jointly held the high-level meeting of international cooperation on capacity building of artificial intelligence on the margins of the general debate of the 79th session of UNGA. China announced the AI capacity building action plan for good and for all. What does China hope to achieve through the action plan, and what actions will be taken to translate the plan into reality? On September 25, local time, the high-level meeting on international cooperation on capacity building of artificial intelligence was jointly held by China and Zambia at the UN headquarters in New York. Member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended and addressed the event. Serbia's President Vučić, Indonesia's Coordinating Minister Luhut, and high-level representatives from more than 80 countries and international organizations participated in the event. They had in-depth exchange of views and reached extensive common understandings on enhancing international cooperation on AI capacity building. The AI Capacity Building Action Plan for Good and for All proposed by China was supported and echoed by all parties. The action plan is aimed at bridging the AI divide and promoting the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. 5 visions were proposed on cooperation areas that meet the expectation of all parties, in particular the Global South, namely AI infrastructure, industrial empowerment, personnel training, data development, and security governance. The action plan identifies 10 actions China will take, including promoting AI and digital infrastructure connectivity and carrying out cooperation in R&D and application of models and language resources, better synergize AI strategies and strengthening policy exchanges, and actively sharing technical practices. China will hold 10 sessions of AI seminars by the end of 2025 for developing countries as a priority. China has proposed to set up the Group of Friends of International Cooperation in AI Capacity Building in efforts to deliver on the action plan. Since the beginning of this year, China has promoted the adoption of the resolution entitled Enhancing International Cooperation on Capacity Building of Artificial Intelligence at the UNGA and held the 2024 World AI Conference and a high-level meeting on global AI governance and the first seminar on capacity building of AI. The action plan, as part of the ongoing effort, fully reflects China's leading role in global AI governance. We stand ready to work with the international community to implement the action plan, ensure that all countries can benefit from the AI dividends, and jointly pave the way for a brighter, more intelligent future. Next question, please.
你好，韩国广播公司的曾小欣。25日，日本海上自卫队的驱逐舰首次通过台湾海峡。日美称此次行动被认为是为了应对中国在日本周边的军事活动，主张海行自由。对此，中国的立场是什么？
The Taiwan question concerns China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, bears on the political foundation of China-Japan relations, and is a red line that must not be crossed. The Chinese military has handled in accordance with laws and regulations the passage of a Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force vessel through the Taiwan Strait. China is highly vigilant on Japan's political intention behind this move and has protested to the Japanese side. Japan made a clear commitment to this in the 1972 China-Japan joint statement, which says the government of Japan recognizes the government of the People's Republic of China as the sole legal government of China. The government of the People's Republic of China reiterates that Taiwan is an inalienable part of the territory of the People's Republic of China. The government of of Japan fully understands and respects this position of the government of the People's Republic of China, and it firmly maintains its position on Article 8 of the Potsdam Proclamation. We urge Japan to honor its commitments on the Taiwan question, act prudently, and refrain from causing disruption to its relations with China and cross-strait peace and stability. Thus, recently, Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Borrell in New York. The two sides exchanged views on the Ukraine crisis. Foreign Minister Wang Yi stressed that if still some country accuses China, then it has its hidden agenda. Shirking responsibility to China shows that the country has its ulterior motives. My question is, what does ulterior motive mean, and what goals do this country have?
Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with High Representative Joseph Borrell in New York. During the meeting, Wang Yi stressed that China upholds an objective and fair position on the Ukraine crisis, works for de-escalation, and does not give up efforts for peace. China's efforts have been well recognized by the international community. Certain countries' repeated blame shifting will by no means cool down the situation and promote peace talks. As for what they are truly up to, I believe people will have their own judgment.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
Sorry.
Mahdi Faraj from Rudao Media Network.
如道，库尔德斯坦地区与中国有着密切的经贸关系。库尔德斯坦地区将举行议会选举。库尔德斯坦对中国友好，您对即将举行的选举有何看法？这是我第一个问题。第二个问题是，随着中东的紧张局势升级，除了谴责外，中方是否会采取任何实际的措施来确保其项目和该地区平民的安全呢？ China and Iraq enjoy a traditional friendship. China supports Iraq in maintaining stability and realizing development. We stand ready to strengthen exchanges with Iraq, deepen cooperation, and strive for new progress in our strategic partnership. On your second question, owing to the current tensions at the border areas between Lebanon and Israel, the Center for Consular Assistance and Protection of China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and China's Embassy in Lebanon activated the emergency response mechanism, worked out relevant plans, and issued multiple security alerts. We once again remind Chinese citizens not to travel to Lebanon in the near future and ask those already in Lebanon to follow closely the developments of the situation and take commercial flights to return to China or leave Lebanon as soon as possible. For those who have the needs to stay in Lebanon, please stay on high alert, prepare for contingencies, have sufficient supplies, and avoid traveling to the high-risk areas in southern Lebanon. In case of emergencies, they need to contact the embassy for timely help. We will also go all out to help relocate Chinese citizens to safe places and meet their other needs. Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
Question from AFP.
法新社，日本表示，北京没有在发布洲际弹道导弹，昨天提前通知日本。如果是的话，为什么中方没有在发射前提前通知日本呢？
昨天我们就相关。
Yesterday, we stated our position on the relevant issue, and the Department of China's National Defense also released information. This is the routine arrangement in our annual training plan. It is consistent with international law and practice and not directed against any country or target. We have notified the relevant countries in advance. For specific questions, I'd refer you to the Ministry of National Defense. Next question, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
Another question.
法新社，印第安媒体表示，印度的登山队曾经在阿努纳恰邦登顶这一个是争议地区，而印方以六世达赖喇嘛命名了这一高峰。您对此有何评论？
到的情况。
I'm not familiar with what you mentioned. Let me say more broadly that the so-called Dalai Lama is a political exile aimed at separatist activities. Our position on this is consistent and clear. Next question, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
Thank you. A question from Reuters.
路透社，新西兰以及澳大利亚的军舰在周三时通过了台湾海峡，这是新西兰国防部所发布的消息。您对此有何评论？
外国军舰过航。
China always handles foreign military vessels' passage through the Taiwan Strait. China has handled these in accordance with law and regulation, and we have stayed on high alert against any moves that may threaten China's sovereignty and security. Next question, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
好，那今天的记者会到此结束。
That concludes today's press conference. Thank you for coming.